totally 10-meter room, and the outside area is you'll have beach sand in it. Have you seen people in the cage fighting? Have you seen the movie Now Back Down? The conversion between volleyball and boxing was humongous. In 10th standard, I was a volleyball player. I was playing a team sport. I wanted to do something individual. I want to take something which is more active than volleyball. I want to take an individual sport. Back then, I didn't have any idea about combat sports. I mean, I didn't have even a closest idea about boxing or kickboxing or karate. I didn't have any closest idea. One day I was just going through my newspaper. Going through a newspaper, I saw a boxing ad on the top right corner of the newspaper, The Hindu. So once I saw it, I got attracted. Okay, let me find out if I'm tough enough to go to boxing. So I started slowly. This was in the 10th holidays. Once I started it, for the first few months, I found it difficult. I couldn't understand the concept of fighting. I mean, I wasn't a rough kid when I was. In the child, I wasn't a rough kid, and I didn't had a very rough childhood, or I didn't undergo bullying. So I didn't have to act tough to be tough. No, I had a very pleasant childhood. The conversion of the conversion between volleyball and boxing was humongous. So I played from a gentleman sport to combat sport was a very big jump over for me. From there, I mean, from 11th standard, I wasn't serious on. I wasn't serious. I was just going Chuma 3 days a week or 4 days a week. I entered my first tournament in boxing was an Independence Day fight. They say young calves don't fear anything. I didn't have the fear of fighting, so I just got onto the ring. I fought. I won the first round. I won the first bout. The second bout was the finals, where I took a loss. That was my first loss in my boxing career. That was my first, fight overall. That was my first tournament when I was 15 years old in 2011, Independence Day fight. And once I got the hang of it, okay, I understood what boxing was, and from there, my combat sports career started. In college first year, I broke my left hand in a tournament again. I broke my left hand, so I was a little down. I wasn't happy to start training. I was very young. I didn't have the motivation. I didn't have someone to push me. And back then, the situations in my family wasn't that good. So I was a very bit I was very down at that time. My friend Ruben, Machan, there's a club teaching MMA. Let's go give it a try, he said. So from there, okay, we decided to do MMA. He took me to Ajit Sigamani, my coach. So from there, 2013 April I started MMA. Again, I started like 3 days a week. I wasn't regular. 3 days a week, 4 days a week for like 2 months. Once once I got the hang of it, I fell in love with the sport way too much. Uh, the sport which got attracted to me, the sport which made me fell in love with MMA was grappling. So I started grappling twice a week. So I fell in love so much that I couldn't stop. If I take a leave, I'll feel empty that day. Some void will be there in the over that day. You don't know what that is. So I fell in love with MMA. Then I started continuously practicing for MMA. There used to be a small club which is like this. If you can't see in the camera, it's very small. There'll be just one room for grappling, and there'll be another small room for striking. It's just maximum like 5 meters horizontally. 5 meters longitude and latitude, length and breadth. 5 meters this way, 5 meters this way. So totally 10-meter room, and the outside area is you'll have beach sand in it, and it's a very small space. That's where it started, and from there to here, look, we are the one of the MMA gyms. We have MMA cages in India. So from there to there, and lot of evolution in CK. We started in Ramapuram with in the terrace of my coach's house. So from there till here, I should be trained at least by 6 or 7 NIS boxing coaches, 3 to 4 NIS judo coaches, one of the best. I mean, NIS is one of the best institute in India for amateur sports like amateur combat sports like boxing and judo. I was trained by Atushi Oda. He was Japan's 2 times national Muay Thai champion. Because I was in CK, I was able to go through all the disciplines of MMA separately with experts. Was able to train with experts, and that helped me to learn a lot faster, and better. By the time I started MMA, nobody knew what MMA was in Tamil Nadu. I literally had to explain people like, have you seen people in the cage fighting? Have you seen the movie Now Back Down? It's the fight that I'm doing right now. So I had to take references earlier to let people know what I'm doing. Or most probably in the beginning, I won't even let them know what I do. I just say I do boxing, I do kickboxing. Right now, one of the fastest growing sport in Tamil Nadu is MMA. And when I say MMA, even people in the villages, people in the interior part of Tamil Nadu have an idea of what MMA is due to Instagram and Facebook. A lot of promotion for the fight. People are getting. I mean, they don't understand. They don't understand when I say MMA, but when I say there's boxing, kickboxing. Oh yeah, the people who fight in the cage, they're able to resemble it. So I think as a sport, it's growing in Tamil Nadu. So I had 3 fights. All the fights were stopped in the first round. The training I went through was pretty tough. Like for almost a year, we didn't take part in any tournaments. We didn't take part in any MMA tournaments. We took part in boxing separately. We took part in Muay Thai separately. We took part in kickboxing separately. We took part in grappling separately. We underwent each and every aspect of MMA separately. Once we gained our confidence, then we entered the MMA arena, and I had a blast in the first MMA tournament in India. My family was emotionally supportive to me. They were they didn't want me to they didn't want backing me down for anything, but we didn't have the monetary support. We didn't have the monetary support back then because my father was going through a huge business loss, and my mom was a housewife. My sister was in the third year in an engineering course. So she was in the third year. I was in the first year, and lot of things wasn't in a good place when I started when I started my MMA career. I mean, when I started practicing my MMA career. But even through the hardships, I kept my head down. I just walked forward no matter what happens. I took an oath to not miss training. So whatever happens, I'll leave my house by 3:30. I have to be in the gym by 5 o'clock. So whatever happens, 6 days a week, I make sure I get to practice. Most memorable moment was my second time I fought in Bahrain, which I won through knockout. Uh, I mean, I fought 2 times in Bahrain. The first time I fought, I cut like 8 to 9 kilos, 8 to 9 kilos. I was healthy, but I didn't. I was healthy, but I wasn't prepared mentally. I guess I wasn't. I mean, the training I went through was perfect. The training regime was perfect. I thought I was physically fit and mentally fit. At the time of fighting, I got dehydrated very much. I mean, I enjoyed the fight, but the outcome of the fight wasn't what I expected. But the second time, I knew what's gonna happen. I was mentally prepared. I visualized the outcome of the fight like million times, and that's what happened. The second time when I entered the cage, I owned the cage. I know this is going to be uh, a start from my a highlight of my career. So that happened. Consistency is the key. So whatever happens, either you're doing it right, either you're doing it wrong. Just do it consistently. I started in the year 2013. Some days I liked it. Some days I liked coming to the gym. Some days I didn't like coming to the gym. But whatever happens, I show up every single day. I liked it. Whether I liked it or whether I didn't like it, I show up every single day. Consistency. So whoever wants to start something new, consistency is the key.